So, you can start whenever you're ready.
Hari Sundara Nanda Mukunda, Hari Narayana Hari Om. Hari Sundara Nanda Mukunda, Hari Narayana Hari Om. Hari Keshava Hari Govinda, Hari Narayana Hari Om. Hari Sundara Nanda Mukunda, Hari Narayana Hari Om. वनमाली मुरली धारे गोवर्धन गिरिवर धारे वनमाली मुरली धारे गोवर्धन गिरिवर धारे हरि सुर नित नित कर माखन चोरी गोपी मन हरि हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदा हरि नारायण हरि ओम आवो रे गावो रे गोकुल की प्यारे आवो रे गावो रे गोकुल की प्यारे हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदा हरि नारायण हरि ओम आवो रे गावो रे रास रचावो रे आवो रे गावो रे रास रचाओ रे हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदा हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदा हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदा हरि नारायण हरि ओम Hare Krishna.
Such a nice bhajan. That was amazing. Well done, Shavi.
Thank you.
Yes, you are very good.
She's a superstar. As is the twins, as is the mother and the father. So, Ravi, there's Garima there.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Garima. How are you? Good to see you. You well?
I'm good. What about you?
Yes, good. Yeah, we're having nice satsangs actually.
You're having satsangs every day?
Every day. We're having 2 every day. We do a seminar at 4 o'clock and then these satsangs at 7:30. So every day. And we have a very special guest today. In fact, they're not guests anymore. They're part of the furniture. Shavi is a very talented girl. And she, every day this month, we chant this 15th chapter.
Okay.
Because 15th chapter is called Purushottama. And this month is Purushottama.
Yeah.
So, and we'll talk about the Leela in a little while. But because it's Purushottama, we chant the Purushottama Yoga chapter every day. And Shavi knows at least 12 of the slokas by heart.
That's great.
I know, she's really amazing. So we can start that. And in terms of the English, Ravi or Garima, would you like to read the English once the Sanskrit of the sloka has been read?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So Shavi, you can start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay.
My brothers can sing with me.
Yes. Yeah. My goodness.
They'll sing 2 of them.
Okay.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Ujjanodashasham Ashvattam Brahuravyayam Chandamsi Yasya Varnani Yastam Vedasa Vedavit
Wow. So Ravi, you can read
Yeah.
the.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "It is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that has its roots upward and its branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas."
अथश्चोत्वं प्रसुताश्च शाखां ऋणप्रभृता विषयप्रवालाः अथश्च मूलान् यनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके.
The branches of this tree extend downward and upward, nourished by the three modes of material nature. The twigs are the objects of the senses. This tree also has roots going down, and these are bound to be fruitive actions of human society.
हततोपलभ्यते नान्तो न जाते न च सम्प्रतिष्ठ अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा ततः पदं तत् परिमार्जितव्यं यस्मिन् गतान् निवर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चात्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रकृतिः प्रसुता पुराणे.
The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. Thereafter, one must seek that place from which, having gone, one never returns, and there surrender to that Supreme Personality of Godhead from whom everything began and from whom everything has extended since time immemorial.
निर्माणमोहा चितसङ्गदोषा अध्यात्मनित्यागनिवृत्तकामः त्वन्द्वे विमुक्ता सुखदुःखसंज्ञैः गच्छन्त्यमूढा पदमव्ययं तत्.
Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who, unbewildered, know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attain to that eternal kingdom.
तद्भाषते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम.
That supreme abode of mind is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world.
ममैवाशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनः षष्ठानि इन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति.
The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind.
शरीरं यद्वाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात्.
The living entity in the material world carries these different conceptions of life from one body to another, as the air carries aromas. Thus, he takes one kind of body and again quits it to take another.
श्रोत्रं चक्षुः स्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनष्ठायं विषयानुपसेवते.
The living entity, thus taking another gross body, obtains a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, and sense of touch, which are grouped about the mind. He thus enjoys a particular set of sense objects.
उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमुढानान् पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषा.
The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit this body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spell of the modes of nature. But one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this.
एतन्तो योगिनश्चैनं पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितम् एतन्तोऽप्यकृतात्मानो नैनं पश्यन्त्यचेतसा.
The endeavoring transcendentalists who are situated in self-realization can see all this clearly. But those whose minds are not developed and who are not situated in self-realization cannot see what is taking place, though they may try.
यदादित्यगतं तेजो जगद्भासेतेऽखिलं यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नो तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम्.
The splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of this whole world, comes from me, and the splendor of the moon and the splendor of fire are also from me.
कामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयामि अमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधिः सर्वाः सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः.
I enter into each planet, and by my energy they stay in orbit. I become the moon and thereby supply the juice of life to all vegetables.
अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पच्चाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम्.
I am the fire of digestion in the bodies of all living entities, and I join with the air of life, outgoing and incoming, to digest the four kinds of foodstuff.
सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मतः स्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम्.
I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas.
द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरच्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कुटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते.
There are two classes of beings, the fallible and the infallible. In the material world, every living entity is fallible, and in the spiritual world, every living entity is called infallible.
उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेति उदारतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य विभर्तव्यय ईश्वरः.
Besides these two, there is the greatest living personality, the Supreme Soul, the imperishable Lord Himself, who has entered the three worlds and is maintaining them.
यस्मात् क्षरमतीतोऽहं क्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रथितः पुरुषोत्तमः.
Because I am transcendental, beyond both the fallible and the infallible, and because I am the greatest, I am celebrated both in the Word and in the Vedas as that Supreme Person.
यो मामेव सम्मूढो जानाति पुरुषोत्तमं स सर्वविद् भजति मां सर्वभावेन भारत.
This is the most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures, O sinless one, and it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection.
Sorry, that was for the next shloka, but anyways I'll read that shloka. इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदं मुक्तं मया नघ एतद् बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमानस्य कृतकृतयश्च भारत.
First one, no? 19.
This one. Text 20.
Yeah. This is the most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures, O sinless one, and it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection.
Jai. Thank you very, very much. Bhagavad Gita ki jai. 15 chapter ki jai. Purushottama Yoga ki jai. Purushottama ki jai. And Shaivi ki jai. Very good, girl. So you go to sleep whenever you have to go, okay? Thank you for doing such a wonderful recitation of the Bhagavad Gita. And you know now 13 sloks, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Only 7 more left.
Yeah.
That's very good. Very impressed with you. Are you trying to learn one every day now?
Yeah.
Wow, my goodness. Sure.
No,
So by the end of this month, you will know all of them. All of them. Perhaps the end of next week, you will know them all. Wow, amazing. Thank you so much. Huh? You're such a great inspiration. So I wanted to just describe this month, why it's so important. Because it's not very commonly known. So this Purushottama month is worshipped all over the universe by devotees, sages, devatas, Lakshmi Devi herself. And if one sincerely worships Radha and Krishna in this month, one will attain everything they want, spiritual and material. And whoever does a vrat, a vow to do something to please Krishna, they will burn up the reactions of all their bad karma and get the service of Radha and Krishna. This is supposed to be the best month for spiritual advancement because Krishna overlooks any mistakes that we may make. And observing this fast, this month rather, is best of all austerities. It's also called Adhik Mas, and it's unique to our calendar, the lunar calendar, because we, especially in Bharat, mainly we use the movements of the moon to calculate the days, the auspicious days. So there's always a difference between the solar calendar and the lunar calendar. So the difference is roughly about 11 days a year, because every month there's 1 day too little in the lunar calendar. So after about 3 years, an extra month is added to the lunar calendar. Just like in the solar calendar, extra days added every 4 years, the leap year. So this month, when it originally came, because every month has a personality according to Sanatan Dharma, Vedic culture. So when this month came out of the blue, everybody was a little surprised, and they decided that they didn't like this month because they couldn't understand the month. So it was decided that this month would be called Malmas. It was a very horrible name given, that in this month, no rituals should be performed, no houses should be bought or graha pravesh to be done, no weddings to take place, no vivah samskars. So this month was actually abused. And because the month is a personality, she was feeling very bad and she had no protector. Every month has a protector, a devata, but she had none. The sages, they liked this month because in this month, there was no contamination of doing some ritualistic activity. You could just do bhakti, no problem. But this month was feeling so bad that she decided to go to Vaikuntha to see Lord Vishnu and ask for help. And in Vaikuntha, Lord Vishnu said to push this month, Adhik Mas, let's go and see Lord Krishna. He will definitely help you. So they went to Golok Vrindavan, where Krishna lives. And at that time, Krishna, he saw this month was crying and he asked Vishnu, what's happening? Why is somebody unhappy in my Golok Vrindavan? So this Adhik Mas explained the situation, how she's so badly abused and nobody likes her. Nobody does anything good in her month. And Krishna was listening and he said to her, whoever asks me for any shelter, I will always give. So you have asked me for shelter to protect you, and I will protect you. I will become your husband. My name is Purushottama, and now you will also be known as Purushottama. You will take my name, and I will grant you that you will be as good as me in quality, fame, opulence, success, in giving benedictions. You are very potent. I am making you fully potent. I'm bestowing you all of my good qualities. And from now on, this month will be worshipped by everyone. All the months will worship you. All the sages will worship you. And they will pay obeisances to you. You are as powerful as I am to give any benedictions you want. So in this month is very, very auspicious, very auspicious. And devotees, they try to do some vrata, some vow they take. For example, we would chant more Hare Krishna Japa. We would try to meditate more on Krishna's form, his qualities, his leelas, his pastimes. Every day we would offer a ghee lamp to Radha and Krishna, either deities or pictures. That's very auspicious in this month, especially. We try to do arti and parikram of Tulsi. We would offer Radha Krishna pictures flowers or tulsi leaves. Every day we would recite this Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, which is what we did today. And we try to remain peaceful, truthful in this month. We try to reduce our eating and do some charity. So these are the sort of things which are very good to do in this month, very auspicious to do in this month. So this is why we actually follow this month, and we do satsangs every night, different homes. We go to different homes. Nowadays, we can't go physically, so we do it through Zoom. And it's very practical, actually. It saves the traveling. It saves bothering the host. I remember whenever we used to come to Garima, she would make delicious prashadam. Of course, we missed the prashad, but it's also can be difficult during the weekdays to get all the arrangements done. So actually, I feel this is a little bit of a blessing for us, that we can do the same bhakti, but in a little different way. Can't see each other face to face, but we can still see each other on the computer, on the Zoom. So it's just as good. So there's a very nice Leela, which we can just share. When Yudhishthir was in the forest with the Pandavas, they had been, they lost the gambling match, and they ended up in the forest for 12 years, plus one. So at that time, Krishna came to see them, and Krishna was very angry with Duryodhana. He was very angry. But Yudhishthir calmed him down. And Krishna then explained to Yudhishthir, I know why you are having this difficulty. Because you did not respect the Purushottama Mass. And soon, Purushottama Mass is coming. So when Purushottama Mass comes, you should, every day, you should give charity, you should read the scriptures, you should chant the holy names of God more. And in that way, respect and observe this Ekadashi, this Purushottama Mass. So Yudhishthir, he said, yes, we will do that. When Purushottama Mass comes, we will properly observe it. So then what happened was the next Purushottama Mass came, and they worshipped Purushottama Mass, and in that way they regained their kingdom again. Purushottama month blessed them, and in due course of time, after the Kurukshetra war, they regained the kingdom. And there's also a pastime about Draupadi, because Draupadi was crying, asking Krishna, what did I do wrong? So Draupadi, Krishna thought for a moment and said to her, yes, you actually, in your last life, were the daughter of a great sage. But this great sage, when you came, your mother died, but he continued to do his bhakti. And he neglected you. He didn't get you married. And you left, he died, he left, he came back to me, but you were unmarried. So you were very unhappy. In your unhappiness, Durvasa Muni came. Durvasa Muni, he's a great sage, and he was a friend of your father. So he came to you to advise you, and he said to you that you should fast on this Purushottama month, and you will get a great husband, and all your difficulties will pass. Now this girl said to Durvasa Muni, you are lying. How can simply doing a little vrat on this month of Purushottam give me so much benefit? I don't believe you. So in this way, she insulted both Durvasa and she insulted the month of Purushottam. So she said, Durvasa Muni was upset. He didn't curse her. He usually curses when he gets upset, but this time he didn't curse her. What he did was he said to the girl, your father was a good friend of mine, so I will not get upset with you, but you have insulted Purushottam month, so for that you will have to pay a price. And he left. So the girl became very upset, and she started fasting and praying to Lord Shiva. And she did that for a very long time. Eventually, Lord Shiva came and asked her, what do you want? And 5 times she repeated, I want a husband. 5 times. I want a husband, I want a husband, I want a husband, I want a husband, and I want a husband. I don't know why she said it 5 times. Maybe she thought that Lord Shiva wasn't listening or paying attention.
I think she was so shocked to see Lord Shiva come. So in that surprise, he just blurted it out 5 times.
Anyway, Lord Shiva said, Tathastu, you can have 5 husbands. She said, no, I don't want 5 husbands. I just said it 5 times. Too late. In your next life, you will get 5 husbands. Oh, she became upset. But Lord Shiva said, don't worry. There will be very powerful husbands. So as Draupadi, she actually got 5 husbands. And because she had insulted Purushottama in the last life, she was given some difficulties like Dushashan pulling her sari and then being banished to the forest for 13 years. But Krishna also advised her, you should also do the Purushottama Vrat, observe the fast, and every difficulty will be gone. So that's what happened. They fasted, they did the Purushottama Vrata, and in that way they managed to regain the kingdom. So this is the pastime behind this month. It's in the Padma Purana, which is one of our sacred scriptures. And it's a time when we increase our bhakti a lot, as much as we possibly can. Because who knows if we will see another Purushottama Mass. This world is a little bit crazy at the moment. Nobody can tell what's going to happen. So while we can, we try to focus our attention on what really matters in life. And that is getting our connection again with that supreme authority who has allowed us our freedom in this world. So, any questions, Ravi or Garima or Chiranjit? Anything that you'd like to ask? Wow, Hare Krishna, how are you?
Hi, Krishna.
I remember you at least 2 years ago.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Very good.
Okay. I had a question, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
So it's not related to the story that you shared, but it was a general question.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask, in like I've not read the Mahabharata or I've not read the Bhagavad Gita, but I've seen the show, and Krishna ji has a sister Subhadra whose son is Abhimanyu. I wanted to ask about her, like where did she come from? Whose daughter is she? Because they never talk about her like childhood.
Right.
So I just wanted to clarify.
That's a very good question. So there are different opinions. One opinion, which we don't agree with, is that if you recall, when Krishna was appeared in this world, Vasudeva went to take him to Gokul and swap him with the girl of Yashoda.
Yeah.
He swapped the child, so Yashoda came back, that girl, Yogamaya, came back. And then Kams came and he took the baby girl and he was throwing it against the wall. And the baby girl came up, went into the sky and said, your killer is already born. That's Yogamaya. That's Durgamai. Now, some people believe that Durgamai is the same Subhadra. But actually, that doesn't seem right, because if we look at the pastimes of Krishna, Subhadra is not mentioned until they come to Mathura. So round about 13 years later, round about that one, 12, 13 years later. So actually, Subhadra was born to Vasudeva and Devaki in Mathura.
Oh, okay.
So none of her pastimes are in Vrindavan because she was never there. She was always in Mathura. And when they came to Mathura to rescue Vasudeva and Devaki and kill Kams, their uncle, they met Subhadra at that time.
Ah, okay.
The
So,
past.
Skans like allowed Subhadra to live because he was told that the eighth person was going to kill him. So then any kids after, he just allowed them to live.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that's the case. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Because
Thank
Kamsa already had an inclination that, because he kept sending demons to Vrindavan, Putana, Agastya, so many of his buddies he would send to kill Krishna. So he had an inclination. And in fact, that's exactly what we're reading at this moment. We're reading how Narad Muni went, after Arisasura was killed, Narad Muni went to Kamsa and said, hey, you do you know that Krishna is going to kill you, and he's in Vrindavan? Why don't you go and send for him? So Kamsa realizes, oh, okay, good idea. So he sends a crew to go to Vrindavan to pick up Krishna. And at the same time, Narad Muni went to Krishna and he said, Krishna, you've been playing too long now. Your mother and father are in jail. You need to free them. So get your act together. Of course, he didn't say it like that, but let's see what he meant, that you need to go to Mathura and sort out Kamsa and free your mother and father. So in that way, that's how they met with Subhadra and had pastimes with her.
Okay.
Nice question. Yes, go on.
Sorry, could I ask another question?
Oh, of course. We love questions.
Okay. I also wanted to ask, why didn't Radha ji and Krishna ji get married?
That's the eternal question. Okay, this is esoteric subject. It's very, very confidential. It's like pastimes which are difficult to understand. Now, Krishna is actually one. When he wants to have fun, when he wants to have pastimes, Radha is an expansion of his. They're actually one and the same. Radha and Krishna.
One soul.
One soul, two bodies in many ways. In Sanatana Dharma, God is not just male, God is female as well. And the female counterpart is Radharani.
Okay.
He's like, you can't distinguish between the two. It's like the energy and the energetic. You can't distinguish it. It's like the sun and the sunshine. You can't really distinguish. If there's no sunshine, there's no meaning to the word sun. And without sun, there would be no sunshine. So it's in the same way. They depend on each other. One is dependent on the other. So they are very close. But when they want to have leelas and pastimes, they separate and they become two personalities, and they're so different. From Radha comes all the goddesses of fortune, the Lakshmi Devis, the Gopis, all the queens. From Radha is expanded. And from Krishna is expanded Balaram and the three Vishnus and all the other Gopas and etc., etc. All of this is done because they like variety in their pastimes. Now, if Radha and Krishna were married, he's married to many queens. So where would the fun be? If they were unmarried and they had to meet under difficult, challenging circumstances, then there's a challenge, there's a little fun, there's a little excitement, there's something ever fresh in that relationship. It doesn't mean that we should conduct affairs ourselves, right? That's not what's being authorized by Krishna. These are his pastimes, and these are not lusty pastimes like we would know them in the material world. They're pastimes of love between the lover and the beloved. So if they got married, then there wouldn't be any fun. If they're unmarried and there are always obstacles in their meeting, then when they meet, there's such enjoyment, such a relish that takes place. If you're easily able to meet somebody and there's no separation, it's okay. But when there's separation and you meet somebody, that's really where there's a lot of joy. And even that separation is not necessarily separation, because you're always remembering Krishna. You're never forgetting Krishna. So that's one answer. Another answer is that actually when, I don't know if you know this pastime, when Krishna was 7, was he 7, Brahma? About 7. Lord Brahma was seeing the cowherd boys having a picnic, and Krishna was in the center, and he was thinking, I understand Krishna is God. But how can God behave in this way? He saw Krishna playing with one of his Sakha friends, Madhu Mangal. Madhu Mangal had just swallowed a whole gulab jamun. And Krishna popped his mouth and the juice came out. And it went all over Krishna, it went all over everywhere. And Krishna was licking the juice and he was saying, that's so delicious. And Brahma was looking, thinking, can that really be God? How can that possibly be God? So he decided to test the Lord. He kidnapped all the cowherd boys and he kidnapped the calves. Krishna realized what happened. So Krishna expanded himself into all the cowherd boys, all the calves. So Brahma looked away for a moment, which is 1 year in our time, one moment in Brahma. And he came back and he saw, oh, hang on, I thought I'd kidnapped the cowherd boys. They're still there. Oh, then he realized, oh no, Krishna has expanded himself. So for a whole year, Krishna was the cowherd boys and the calves. And Balaram always wondered what was happening, because every day he would see when the cowherd boys went home, their parents would love him so much, much more than normal. And when the calves would go back to the calves would just be pottering around the calf all the time. So Balaram was thinking something going on here. So he asked Krishna, what's happening? How come they're all so close to you? How come there's so much love between the gopas and the parents and the calves? And then Krishna explained, actually, Brahma's pinched them all and I've expanded myself. So it shows that we actually have a very loving relationship with Krishna. So in that 1 year, in fact, what happened, all of the cowherd girls were married to the cowherd boys. So Abhimanyu was married to Radharani, but Abhimanyu was no different from Krishna because Krishna had expanded himself. So in one sense, they're married anyway.
Is Abhimanyu another word for his name is Ayan?
I haven't heard that.
Oh.
Maybe. But Abhimanyu is again, he's simply an expansion of Krishna.
Yeah.
Simply an expansion of Krishna. And there's no contact really no close contact between Abhimanyu and Radha, even though Abhimanyu is no different from Krishna. Because Swayam Krishna is the only one who can ever enjoy the Mahabhav Radharani.
Okay, thank you very much.
Superb questions. What's your name?
Raman.
Raman. And what do you do, Raman?
I'm currently a teacher.
Where?
At a secondary school. I just started in September.
Fantastic. What do you teach?
Science.
Wow, that's impressive. That's a conversation killer, isn't it?
And how are you finding it?
Yeah, it's fun. I'm teaching year 7s, and it's really fun because I get to blow their mind every day.
So are you training? Are you qualified teacher?
So it's my NQT year. So I just qualified last year during Corona and everything.
Wow. Okay.
Well done. Good.
Good. So you good. You kept to teaching.
Thank you so much.
We used to go to a lot of schools. Now we do it online. We used to do the assemblies of Diwali and do the dramas with them. and schools used to come to the temple. But what because of this corona, we're now doing. Actually, we're doing one in Croydon High in November. Assembly on Diwali. So if you want, you can. If there's a need, I'm happy to come and do assembly at your school. You're welcome to make inquiries.
Which school is that?
I'm at Harris Crystal Palace.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we go to Harry's South Norwood Junction. Sorry,
No.
Norwood.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. I can definitely ask. They're doing assemblies virtually anyway. They pre-record them and then we just show them in
We
class.
recorded, yeah.
So, yeah, so I'm sure, you know, if you guys could record something, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll definitely inquire because, as I say, I'm so far down the pecking order, I can't make any decisions. But I can definitely ask.
No, it's very
Thank you.
good. Very good. Nice to meet you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you for answering the questions. Thank
After
you.
such a long time. Thank you for answering our questions. Very nice. So,
Any other?
any other questions? Yeah, Ravi, Garima, or Chiranjit?
Nothing from me.
Okay.
Nothing, Prabhu.
Very nice you joined us. Very, very nice. This is, it's been a long time since we've seen you.
Yeah.
Very good. So we can do one bhajan. And Garima, if you want to offer a ghee lamp, you can. It's completely up to you. You probably do that anyway, don't you? Every day.
Yeah, we do it.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. So we can sing one bhajan. Do you want to sing? Or something else? In this month, it's always very, very nice to sing different bhajans about Radha and Krishna. Very special. This one? This one? Okay. This is a really glorious bhajan. I'm not sure if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it.
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Damodara Rati Vadana Vese Hari Nishkuta Vrinda Vipineshe. Damodara Rati Vadana Vese Hari Nishkuta Vrinda Vipineshe. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Vrishabhanuradi Nashashileke. Lalita Shaki Guna Ramta Vishake. Vrishabhanudadi Nashashileke. Lalita Shaki Guna Ramita Vishake. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Karuna Kurumai Karuna Parite. Sanaka Sanatana Vanita Charite. Karuna Kurumai Karuna Parite. Sanaka Sanatana Vanita Charite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Gokulatarune Mandalamaite
Gokulatarune Mandalamaite
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite
Radhe Jaya Jaya
Madhavadaite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite
Jai Radha Madhava ki
Jai.
She is too late. She must go to sleep.
That's fine. We're going to sleep now. I mean, might be parents. So we can do one final prayer, which is the prayer to Lord Nrsingadev, half man, half lion. And he is wonderful at protecting his devotees. So Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladaladaine.
Praladaladaine.
Hiranyakashipurashaya.
Hiranyakashipurashaya.
Shilatankanakayale.
Shilatankanakayale.
Ito Nasingha Parato Nasingha.
Ito Nasingho Parato Nasingho.
Yata Yata Yamitato Nasingho.
Yato Yato Yamitato Nasingho.
Mahe Nasingha Hidai Nasingho.
Pahe Nasingho Hridaye Nasingho.
Nasingamadev Sharanam Prapade.
Nasingamadev Sharanam Prapade.
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adpita Singha Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Talita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagdisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Nasingade Jaya Nasingade Nrsimhade Jaya Nasingade
Jaya Nrsimhadev 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 Jaya Nrsimhadev
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada
Jaya Guru Maharaj Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj,
Jaya Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Sringadev Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Jai, Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai,
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai,
Jai.
Guru Maharaj ki Jai,
Jai.
Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Hari Bol.
So I'd like to thank you for inviting us to your wonderful homes. And we shall hopefully we're going to do something in Damodar month. So hopefully
That's in November.
It's in November, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll give you a shout near the time. But thank you so much. Such wonderful questions. And
Thank you. Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna,
Prabhu.
who's that? Navya.
Navya, Garima.
So you're
That's another Garima. She's my bhabhi.
oh,
Okay.
wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you very much for joining us. Very good. Very nice. And where are you? Where are they?
You're mute, Garima. You're mute.
We are in Maidavale.
Okay.
Oh, this is the beauty of Zoom, isn't it? You don't have to
Yes.
come all the way to Croydon.
And we got someone called Krishna Thakur
Oh,
as well.
is that one of your friends as well, Krishna Thakur?
No, I don't know. Do you know Krishna Thakur?
Krishna Prabhuji, it's me, Swakesh. It's my son's name.
Swakesh.
Oh,
Okay.
Wonderful. Nice, Swakesh.
So my son used this phone to log into his school. That's why its name is there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a
Good.
fantastic name. You've given him amazing name. Huh? Thank you so much, Ravi and
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Navya.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, Swakesh, you there, Swakesh?
Krishna Prabhu, sorry, I was on mute.
Okay. So, Swakesh, tomorrow is okay?
Tomorrow is okay, but I don't know the what you say programs concept. I joined late today.
So I'll tell you what we do.
Yes.
We have this incredible 80-year-old genius, Bhakta, Bhakti. She chants the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
And then we will
We do
sing bhajan.
one bhajan.
Yeah, bhajan.
Short bhajan. And then the 15th chapter.
And then we talk about Purushottama, why
Right.
it's important. And then if
And
like,
what you can do. In
what we can
Purushottama.
do, Vrata. That's right. And then if there are any questions, otherwise we talk about a few leelas about Krishna. Today we had some amazing questions.
Yeah, I heard those.
Yeah, very sweet, very nice questions. And you can do Aarti if you like.
Yeah.
Ghee lamp.
Yeah.
And you've asked Pavan to come?
I will ask him. I will ask him.
Good. Yeah.
To be very honest, I was not sure about tomorrow. So when I saw your message, then I able to recall. We discussed last week, but it completely left off my mind. And then I saw your message. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, the beauty is we don't have to go to big extent. But actually, Swakesh, I am expecting from you this. Will be coming.
Yeah.
This is a Gujarati thali.
Yeah.
It's about 108 preparations. We haven't actually counted them.
Yeah.
But, just by looking at that, you feel quite full. Chapanbog. So nowadays we have to do with the virtual feasts as well. What to do? But I actually like this. I really like this because previously we would have to travel long distances, 1 hour to get to one place, 1 hour back, maybe more. And
Right.
now it's so good. It's so good. So nice.
But it gives you the actual association
Yeah.
that we miss it now.
No, you get it. You get it because you're connecting every day. Because we do these
Right.
Bhagavatam classes now every day, you know. So we're connecting with people every single day, about 20 people. And
Right.
And it's different parts of the world as well.
oh yeah, from
Yeah,
Mauritius,
and
South
Canada.
Africa, Canada,
Yeah.
and America.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really. Well, I have to say this virus is Krishna's arrangement. You know.
Right.
What can you say? What can you say? Okay, we should take your leave. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
you, Garima.
Thank you.
Good luck with the teaching. Very good.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, you're still there, Bimal.
Yes, I was listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're not able to join us at the Bhagavatam, huh? In the afternoon. It's a little difficult, huh?
I'm sort of not able to manage it nicely, but I'm trying my best.
Okay. Yeah, we're doing the Bhagavatam, which is what you're going to be getting.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you
Hare
very much. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.